Should you send your child to a private high school or a public high school? That is the question of the day. And if your kid's already enrolled at either one as a freshman or even as a sophomore, do you make the switch? How do you know which one is the right move? So I'm going to talk about some pros and cons about public and high schools in 3 minutes. I don't have a lot of time, so it's going to sound real rushed and condensed. I'm not going to hit every point, but I'm going to do my best to put it out there. Now, mind you, this video is coming mostly from my experience and seeing other people's experience who made these decisions and getting feedback from parents who have change their kid from either public to private or private to public, and a little bit of research intertwined. I feel like although research in Google is helpful, nothing beats experience, because there's just some things you're going to get out there and see that you can't find on Google going through experience. So I did take a little bit of Google, but I'm mostly 95% of this is coming from the experience and the research from other parents that I know who have done this decision and the feedback they gave me. So let's jump into it. Some of the positives about public school: it's a lot more opportunities with club organizations, sports programs. It's pretty much like every sport at the public level for the most part. And they have a lot more facilities to be able that your kid can be able to choose from and options. So if your kid don't want to play football, basketball, they might have a swim team, a lacrosse team, bowling team. They got everything, a debate team. It's so many organizations and things that your kids can stay active in all year round. Also, transportation. That's huge, because you can have a bus commute and take your child from your home zone base, your home, to the school that they're home zone base for. Also, that the curriculum is supportive of IEP programs. If your kid needs additional time to take tests, they have the accommodation ability to do that. Now, some of the drawbacks to the public school, it can be so big that teachers are outnumbered by the students, and it's harder for a student just to get that one-on-one type of attention in a class setting that's so large, because they feel like they're just one fish in a big pond. Another drawback is the fact that you're boxed into the curriculum that the state wants you to learn. So you'll learn how to cut open a frog before you learn how to own a house. And if you really want to learn about financial literacy, it's kind of hard to say so, because the state is going to mandate what type of education you learn. Now let's look at the private one. And for private schools, a lot of the pros are they can have their own curriculum, flexible, and freedom to be able to talk about religion. Most private schools have like Catholic background, for example, so they can push and talk about religion in their curriculum if they want. They're not limited to the state to what they want to teach. They also have a smaller class setting, so your child is able to get a lot more of attention if they're behind, in learning some things. Now, some of the drawback is the fees. It can be very expensive to go. You don't have the commute. You're responsible to take them there. They don't really have like buses per se. And they're limited on a lot of their classes and curriculum into what they can do. So even though they have the open freedom and flexibility to teach, they have limited classes, and they might not have the support for IEP as well, and the sports program can be limited. I've seen a private school have to go on the road every game, for example, and have no home game because they have no home venue. So research it and choose wisely.